Coming up, I'm gonna tell you how this NEIPA turned out. I'm also gonna show you how I finished my milk stout, and I'm gonna show you some equipment upgrades. So I'm going to take the Chemex coffee that I just made, and it's about 1 quart of coffee and 5 scoops of grounds, fresh grounds. And I'm going to go ahead and pump that into the fermenter, into this sweet stout, and it's going to give it a wonderful coffee characteristic. I'm a big time coffee person, and this is going to make this beer absolutely phenomenal.
It's a muggy, hot day in August here in Delmarva. Woo. And I'm in the process of brewing another NEIPA. This is a more craze for more beer, and it's a double NEIPA. So let's talk about the first NEIPA I brewed. I'll put that link to that brew video up above and a little later. But it turned out my best beer yet, without a shadow of a doubt. I drank the keg already. It's completely gone. It's a delicious, delicious beer. You could see how hazy it was. You could see the color. I mean, it's just a wonderful beer. I know what it tastes like, but I'm gonna go ahead and taste it on camera for you and kind of describe what I'm getting out of it. Cheers. It's just hop greatness. I mean, it's tropical. There's some, citrus notes in there. It's not bitter at all. The first cup I pulled off this keg was perfect. It took me about 2.5 weeks to kick the keg. By the end of the keg, hop character had fallen off. I've done some research on how to prevent that from happening. And some of it is the temperature at which you're putting your hops in. Some of it's the mash in process. There's a lot of variables there that I'm trying to tighten down on, and I'll keep you up to date as I go. But I mean, it just tastes, it's an incredible beer. It's the best one I've brewed yet. This is pretty much the last cup. There's not a whole lot off the nose right now. When I first tried it, when I first tapped that keg, there was some hop floral notes there, and the juiciness from the tropical flavors. I mean, it was just, you could smell it all and you could taste it all. I'd put that probably at a 9. This, which is the last cup, is probably about a 5. I mean, it's fallen off quite a bit, and I'm still, like I said, I'm still working on how to prevent that from happening. So this is my new baby, the SS BrewTech Conical Fermenter. Now the reason I got this is because the Fermentosaurus, which I was using before, the last time I used it, I was trying to take the butterfly valve apart, and it was seized up, and I could not get it off without damaging it. I got so frustrated with it, I just kind of threw it out into the trash after beating it against the concrete once or twice, and I decided I was gonna spend a little bit extra. Instead of getting something I was questionable about, I wanted to get something that was really good. This guy has tri-clamps. If you've never used tri-clamps, they make your life so much easier. The ball valves are high quality. They're not gonna have any problems. And it's so easy to clean, sanitize. It's much better than the plastic conicals or a bucket. You put so much effort and time into this, you don't want equipment issues to mess you up. And that's what I was just having. You put 4, 5, 6 hours into a brew day, you don't want it to all go south because of an equipment problem. You don't want your beer to have flavors that are off because of an equipment issue. So I went ahead and upgraded this, mainly because the cooler I was using before, the Fermenter's favorite cooler, I went to put a Thermowell with a thermometer in, and I could not get I could not get a good seal there. It just kept leaking, so I wasn't gonna deal with that anymore. Again, a couple times against the concrete, and the trash she went. And then I got this guy, which is making life so much simpler. It came with the thermometer on it, the sparge arm, the handles. I mean, it's just heavy duty, insulated, wonderful, wonderful piece of equipment, SS BrewTech. If you're looking for upgrades, I really recommend that you look SS BrewTech up. Great stuff. As you'll see on some upcoming brews, I've really been messing with my water quality also. I had it analyzed by the county, and I also bought a kit for more beer so I could analyze it myself and make sure those results were similar, and they were. So, you know, I've heard on a lot of podcasts and some YouTube channels and all, you know, water quality is important to good quality homebrew. And I have decent water. I have a private well. In fact, I'm a well driller as far as my day job. But the water I know is good, and it was pretty good for brewing, but you need to really be able to add like sulfates and chlorides in this case that I'm brewing today with this double NEIPA. It wants a higher chloride to sulfate ratio. Most IPAs want a higher sulfate to a lower chloride kind of ratio. The double NEIPA is a little different. I had sent an email to Inkbird about my controller and explained to them what was going on with it, you know, basically going to error. And I don't know that they really understood a whole lot of what I was trying to say. You know, they're definitely not from the United States. Broken English emails. So, but they did send me a new controller, no questions asked, which is great. My question to them was, I hope it doesn't do the same thing. So we'll see. We're gonna try this on this brew I'm brewing right now. Hopefully it works. This is my old fermenter chamber. I've already got the collar built on it, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna store kegs in there and possibly turn it into more of a keezer. But you know, I'll see. Right now I'm just using it to dry some rags out. But it wasn't good for what I was using it for. The bottom area stayed really cold, and the upper area up here just, it was 35, 40 degrees difference, and that's just not good for a beer. You want it to be, you know, fairly uniform inside. I found this for a big, big sale. It was a wonderful deal, and it fits the fermenter perfectly. I took the shelves out, and I can get my heat fan in there. I got a thermometer up top there you can see, just so I know exactly what temperature it is in there. It even has some storage on the doors so I can put some hoses or whatever in there. Great, great thing. I'm telling you, the biggest thing I have learned with home brewing, your fermenting temperature is a huge deal when it comes to getting, you know, really good beer. Maybe I'm just a perfectionist a little bit, but it is what it is. Like I said, if I'm putting that much time into it, I want to nail it. So that's it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this beer up, and I'm gonna drink this beer, and this is my last glass of it. So I'm gonna have about a week where I don't have any homebrew, any IPA, but that is what it is. I have a sweet stout in there, and I'll just use that. It's a little hot for stouts and porters, but I drink them all year long. I just don't drink them as much in the summer. So guys, thanks for checking me out. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you liked the video, please hit that like button down below, share it with your family and friends. And if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can stay up to date with new videos and look back at some of the older videos just like this right here on Dem Off Our Backyard.